guidance is better, the Pope or the Bible?
I want to talk today about the Catholic's authority not being Sola Scriptura, but being, according to them, the Bible, but tradition, and these are traditions that came way after the gospel of Jesus Christ in the first century. And they also talk about the authority of the magisterium, and especially the authority of the Pope. Now, Christians believe that our sole authority comes from the scriptures, and that every church, local church, should be governed by the Word of God. Because if we don't have the Word of God as our guide, as our path, as the Bible tells us in Psalm 119, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. If we don't have the scriptures as our sole authority and guide, then we're open to all kinds of deception, all kinds of errors. Now, there are some Catholic men who are considered the most popular apologists of our time. I'm talking about Scott Hahn, I'm talking about Trent Horn, Jimmy Akin, and on and on. These men are the ones that stand up for the Vatican and defend the Pope at any cost. They defend the different teachings of the Roman Catholic Church, even if they are ridiculous. And I'm going to say this, I personally think that these men are not as intelligent as they seem to be, or as they think they are. Why? I'm going to give you a good example right now. Well, I'm going to give you two examples. One is that, is it the Sola Scriptura or is it Pope Francis? For example, that's a very good example. Why? Because Christians will continue being led by the Word of God and submit unto the Word of God year after year after year. But what is happening with the Catholic Church right now? They're being guided by Pope Francis. And the church is divided on this issue. Some of them even consider Pope Francis to be, not even to be a real pope. And so the church is not saying this, but as you look through YouTube, there's a lot of videos where some of these traditionalists are against Pope Francis. But of course, Scott Hahn, Trent Horn, Jimmy Akin, and all of these guys, they defend everything that Pope Francis does. But will they be able to continue defending the Pope as he goes crazier and crazier? And this is a good example of why Christians follow the authority of God's Word instead of following a man who thinks he knows the Word of God when he doesn't know it at all. Pope Francis is a good example of bad leadership, of a person who's changing their own traditions and beliefs every single time he walks out of the Vatican. It's ridiculous. He always comes up with something different, something contrary to the traditional view of Catholics. And that is why it's not safe, it's not wise, it's not intelligent to follow men. It's better to follow the authority of God's Word. Do you agree with me? Or are you siding with these men who are very unintelligent and who have to put the face of Pope Francis everywhere they go? They have to defend the face of Pope Francis everywhere they go. But they're looking bad, very bad at this time. Through the years, the Roman Catholic Church has done many mistakes, many errors, including their pedophile priests, because they're not allowed to get married. So their sexual desires go unwarranted, they go crazy. And many of these men target little children to go after. And so that's one of the biggest things that has really brought the Catholic Church down to not to being the holy Catholic Church, but to be a pagan church full of sin. That's just one example, the pedophile priest. And then we can look at other things, decisions that the magisterium made throughout history that contradicted the truth of what was happening. Here's another one. In the 1500s, there's a story that the Virgen de Guadalupe appeared unto Juan Diego. And the Catholic Church, Vatican, is okay with all of this malarkey. It's a false story, because it says that the Virgen Guadalupe appeared to Juan Diego and instructed Juan Diego to build her a temple, a shrine, a place where she could be venerated and so forth. And Juan Diego went about trying to do this, but he was unable to. He was just a poor peasant. So he went to the bishop of that area and tried to convince him, but it didn't work. And so he had to come back again several times. And finally, the Virgen de Guadalupe told him that to go and get flowers, to get a bunch of flowers that were not even supposed to be in that area. And he goes and gathers all those flowers in his, his garment that he was wearing, and he gathers all these flowers and brings them to her, and then she puts her hand and blesses them or whatever. So when Juan Diego went over to the bishop to do exactly what the Virgen de Guadalupe asked him to do, the story goes that when he let down his garment like that and the flowers came out, there was imprinted on his vesture the image of the Virgen of Guadalupe. And that's how the story goes. And now that exact image of the Virgen of Guadalupe is in Mexico. It's in the cathedral or in the shrine of Mexico. It is there, the authentic image of the Virgen of Guadalupe. Now that sounds like a great story, but it has a lot of holes in it. And I'm not going into the history of who actually did make that painting. And I'm not going to even talk about how it has been retouched throughout the years. They will not tell you that. Instead, they'll tell you that that painting continues to be the same year after year after year. But that's not the truth. And how Catholics can go ahead and lie about this over and over is ridiculous. And there's a lot of videos now that are showing again the lies of the Virgen of Guadalupe. But I want to tell you this. Why do I know that it's a huge lie? Because when you look and study the apparitions of Mother Mary throughout history, she appeared to some children. She appeared over here. She appeared over there. She even appeared in Japan and so forth. But when she appeared in Mexico, what happened is that she left her image imprinted in Juan Diego's robe. And this is a big problem. It's a huge error in their story, their made-up story. How do I know that? Because if Mother Mary gave that imprint, that image of herself, then that's the way she wants to be looked upon, as an Indian Mary, an Indian version of Mary. And that's the way she wants to be looked at forever. Well, it brings a problem to all those other apparitions and all those other places where they venerate Mary in her different apparitions, her different styles, her different looks. Why didn't the Roman Catholic Church, if they accepted the Virgen of Guadalupe, why didn't they change all the appearances and all the images of Mary into that of Guadalupe? Because according to them, that is the image given from heaven. It's a divine image of Mother Mary. So if that was what was revealed, why isn't that in every single church, Catholic shrine, temple? Why isn't it that all the images and statues of Mary, why aren't they all the Virgen de Guadalupe? That's the image that she gave from heaven to reveal herself as truly being the Mother of God, even though it's Mexican. What a big mistake by the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican, and now all these dumb apologists who are trying to defend something that cannot be defended. Now, in the original image of the Virgen of Guadalupe, she had a crown on her head. But later, she does not have a crown. So if the image of the Virgen of Guadalupe is original, why are there changes in it? And we can also talk about the stars accordingly that are on her robe, which were not stars to begin with. I can go on and on, but the main thing is this. If the image of Mother Mary was to come and show the world that she looks like a Mexican or an Indian peasant as a virgin, and she put her image, divine, heavenly image, on Juan Diego's robe, and now it is in Mexico, in the temple, in the shrine of Mexico. If that is the image from heaven, then we should all be looking at the Virgen of Guadalupe in every single church, because that is the image that she gave to be honored with. Apart from wanting to be honored with a temple, with a shrine. There you have it. That's a big mistake. Why? Because no, they teach that in some places Mary has a different appearance, and in the United States it's another appearance, and so forth. But if the image came from heaven, then everyone should be worshiping the Virgen de Guadalupe mainly or only, because that's the image given from heaven. Now, is that intelligent? Is that a good story? Is that a wise story? No, it's a dumb story that puts the Catholic Church in jeopardy. That how can people trust that all these things are true when in reality they're a bunch of lies?